cowboy out here.
What's up? What's up, everybody? We are here at Eddy's Cantina with Eddy Live, and I'm here with my man Brandon O'Neill. What's up, brother?
That's right, man.
I've been wanting to get you on the show for a long time, man. You got.
I've been prepping.
I love your videos, man. I love your videos. In case you guys haven't seen Brandon's videos, they're all the links are in the descriptions. The Instagram, the Facebook, everything's in the description. I love your stuff, man. That's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How you been, man? Anyways.
So I've been prepping. I've been on I went to an Indian wedding, first of all. I was in India for about 10 days. And then after that, I went to Thailand. So I was like, this will get me ready for the wings.
For the wing show.
Because I was eating some hot, spicy stuff there.
Yeah,
it was destroying me.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's destroying me. So
well, hopefully it's hot.
This is
hot enough.
Yeah.
And it'll be, This
will be just water off a duck's back.
Yeah,
quack,
man.
Quack, man.
So well, before we start, maybe you can introduce yourself to
Sure,
the viewers.
I'm Brandon O'Neill,
yeah.
Blasian TW online. That's my handle.
Yep.
I make comedy skits, mostly in Chinese, and I'll do some in English, but I always subtitle them. And they're usually about, Taiwanese cultural things, things that Taiwanese people or foreigners who live in Taiwan can relate to.
I think every time I catch a new one, I'll sit there, I'll be like, at a random place on my cell phone, and I'll just start laughing out loud, and people look at me like, the hell is this crazy guy, right? So I'm the town whack job when I'm watching your videos. Like, what? So it's pretty funny, man. They're really good. I love the videos. But before we get started on that, how are you doing with spicy food usually? You've been prepping, you said?
I'm
You're pretty good?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
perfect. So we can start easy. We start with like the basic Frank's Buffalo, yeah?
Frank's Buffalo.
So what we do is we start from this side, and you take a drum or a wing, whatever you want.
All right, so it's this side, right?
Yeah, we'll start from that side, yeah?
Have you ever had anyone start from the left side?
We have not. We have not. This is Frank's, just the basic.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
That's good, but it's not spicy. To me, this is zero.
Zero. It should be zero, yeah. I've had a couple.
Okay, it should be zero. Some people were like, "Oh, it's spicy."
I've had a couple that they're like, "Well, this one's pretty spicy," and I'm like,
"You're gonna be crying."
Oh shit! Really? Yeah, no. This is just like the basic buffalo wings. Where you go out to like Buffalo, wherever, and you order buffalo wings. This is just the super basic, yeah.
Yeah, I really like your wings, actually. There's the one,
brother.
I can't remember which one it was. I think it's the spicy chipotle or something.
Okay, that's
the smoky
on here.
chipotle.
Yeah,
that's really good. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, sweet, man. I love it. Yeah, well, we started this show on a Wednesday because we wanted to promote the wings, and obviously big Joe Rogan fan, so I've always wanted to do a podcast with people doing cool shit, and I've actually wanted to get you on for a while, man, but I'm glad that we waited a while, and we got a good little setup going on, and it's pretty cool, yeah. Right on, brother. So no problem on that one, yeah? Easy peasy, yeah?
Yeah, this is nothing.
So you were saying your handle is Blasian.tw. I think most people might not know what that means. So
Blasian, like black and Asian.
Okay,
So my dad's black.
Okay.
He's American.
From the States, right?
Yeah, and my mom's Taiwanese.
Okay, yeah. So, so that's a term now, or is it something that you made?
It's always been that term.
It's always been like that? Okay, oh
Yeah,
really?
because there's always been black,
like
Asian.
The mixed.
The mixed. It's less common here, more so in wherever there's military bases. There tend to be like American black guys, and then they'll meet the local woman, like Korea or Japan.
Japan, I heard. Japan. I heard Japan. I heard the brothers are king in Japan. That's what they say. That's what they say, man. I got a couple of buddies that have lived here, a couple black buddies that lived here and lived there, and they said that the black man is king in Japan. So that's what they say, man.
Maybe because all the MMA fighters.
I don't know what it is. That's probably
Jackson,
that's probably what it is.
It's
probably what it is. So that's what they say, man. So it's pretty hilarious. Yeah. So whenever I hear that, it just makes me laugh, man, for sure.
So I guess I could tell this short story about how my parents met and why I'm even in Taiwan in the first place.
Sure.
So when they first met, it was actually at my Taiwanese grandpa's restaurant. He opened up a restaurant in Washington, D.C., a Chinese restaurant.
Okay.
And so at the time, my dad had already been an exchange student in Taiwan.
Okay.
And he'd been learning Chinese. He majored in Chinese.
Okay.
And he started going to this Chinese restaurant to eat because he worked nearby. And then
Okay.
my grandpa took notice of him. He's like, wow, this black guy speaks perfect Chinese. It's crazy. You gotta meet this guy. He's so interesting. He's funny.
He does speak amazing Chinese.
Yeah, much better than mine, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's much better than mine.
I see him at the gym, and I'm like, damn, this guy's...
yeah.
Damn.
And then he introduces him to my mom. They meet, and they hit it off.
Sure.
And then my mom... they hit it off, my mom and my dad.
Okay.
But their dating seemed okay, everything's fine. But as soon as they wanted to get married, then my Chinese grandpa was like, "Oh hell no! You're not marrying a black guy. You better marry a Chinese man. Like, if you're gonna do this, I'm gonna disown you. You're like an embarrassment to the family. Don't talk to me or any of my friends. Get the hell away from me."
Oh my god!
So they eloped. They actually eloped to Taiwan, and then they gave birth to me here.
Okay.
A couple years.
So you're born here, right?
Yeah. So that's why I'm. Long live the patriarchy, like the Chinese the last name. So then my parents made up with my grandpa. But he was the one who liked my dad in the first place, so it's kind of funny.
That is a funny story because he's like, hey, this guy, black dude, speaks amazing Chinese. You got to meet him. It's like, oh, how about I marry him? He's pretty. Wait, what?
What? Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, that's crazy. Is there a lot? Is there a lot of sort of that you think in Taiwan, or do you feel any of that?
You mean
like? I don't know, parents kind of like saying Chinese have to marry Chinese, or
this generation is less so. Like my parents' generation, less so.
Less so. Okay.
But before that, way more.
Yeah.
I mean, also because I think a lot of the people back then, it wouldn't be like businessmen or people coming here. A lot of times it would be like, I don't know, like. I guess we could just say prostitution. That was a lot of the thing. Like a lot of kids born of that.
Okay. Gotcha.
And so they were looked down on, and they're like mixed bastard children.
Okay.
Like,
that's crazy.
But now it's cool to be mixed.
Yeah, for sure.
Back when I was younger, even it wasn't cool back then.
It wasn't cool.
No, I was bullied a lot. Yeah.
Because like I have a little girl, right? And, obviously she's mixed, and everywhere we go, everybody's like, "Oh my God, mixed!" Since she was a kid, they're like, "Oh my God, mixed babies," and they're always like, "You know what? The mixed babies, they're just so much cuter."
Yeah, they're superior in every way.
Okay, I'm like, she is pretty damn cute, but I'm not trying to put anyone else down, I remember when she was really little, and I'd take her out to the park, and I'd meet, we meet people there, and it's always me and my daughter, and then it's all Taiwanese moms and their kids, and they come over and they start chatting. They're like, "Oh, you speak Chinese?" I'm like, "Yeah, I speak a little bit. It's not bad." So we start chatting. And they're like, "Oh man, you're mixed kid, so cute." And then they kind of look at their own like purebred like Taiwanese kid, and they're just like, "Mine, it's just a Taiwanese." I'm like, "Your kid's cute too."
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, I'm my kid is pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie, but your kid is cute too. Yeah. And they're just like, "Oh yeah, well, funny. But mixed kids." So I'm like, okay, like, because I heard before that they would get bullied and stuff, right? And I was like, really? Because in our experience, especially in Tianmu, everyone's like, "Oh, mixed baby,
super kind,
mixed babies," and you're like, like, okay, cool, that's cool. I didn't even know that was a thing till I came here. It's just like, mixed babies, right? So
even for my my college essay, actually, I started out. The first sentence was half werewolf, half vampire, stronger than both.
Yeah, exactly.
Half black, half Asian, stronger than both.
Hell yeah, I love it.
That's I got in. So
that's perfect. I love it. Yeah, you got the double minority going on there, so they're like, "You're in." Yeah, I love it. No, actually, that's when I had my daughter. I would actually say the same thing. Half this, half that, stronger than both. Right? I love it. Right on, brother. Let's grab the next one and then we'll keep going. Yeah. Next one is that actually the Chipotle one that you were just mentioning earlier. Yeah. So. These are actually one of our most popular ones, and we actually bottle the hottest ones, but this one is always the one that people are like, "You guys should bottle this one," and every time I'm bottling, I forget. But I will bottle this one.
Yeah, I'd put it on my breakfast eggs.
Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. So just before we started, I mentioned that I was watching a bunch of your videos, and I love them because I can totally relate to them. I love that the thug workout. Oh man, I was all over the place with that one. I was laughing my head off because I always take my daughter to the park, and there's always somebody, with the strings or whatever.
Yeah.
Those little pulleys. Oh, I was howling. I love it, man. So good. So I still watch that one. and I still laugh my head off. It's crazy, man.
That was like my first video.
Was it really?
That was my first one.
Because your hair looks so much shorter. I was like, yeah, okay. Oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah,
okay.
the first video I ever put out, and it was a blessing and a curse because when I put it out, that thing blew up. It was like 45,000 views, and I had no followers back then.
Okay.
You know? So I got really arrogant. I was like, oh, this is easy. You know, I can put out hits left and right. You know, no way.
Views.
It's not that easy.
It is not.
Yeah,
it's rough to get views, man. How do you find inspiration for videos like that, man?
I just think about whatever's funny to me. You
Okay.
know? Like I find a lot of things really silly and funny, and
Like
I just
the grandmas on those little twisty disc things.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, those are the best.
And
I love those.
back then, my humor was more. I think more for foreigners actually.
Okay,
'cause
okay.
That, it is pretty raunchy humor,
Yeah,
which
it's
I don't
funny.
do as much of now. No, so not because just because it's harder to incorporate with brand deals. They don't necessarily want that. Yeah.
Okay, of course. Okay, but what's been your most? I think I know, but what's been your most successful sort of video that you made?
It's this Bing Lang video. This video about two foreigners getting in a car accident, a scooter accident, because they're fighting for a parking spot.
Yeah.
And then they make up because they find out.
I know which one it is. I love it.
Both
it's
of them.
such a good video, man.
Eat beetle nut. Yeah.
So, when people see those videos, how do locals respond to that? As opposed to us, I mean, because
I think most locals find that video pretty funny.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, it's hilarious that two foreigners are cursing in Taiwanese. Because I really did my research on that one.
Yeah.
Like the cursing we were using wasn't just like "ganinya," just like "fuck you" or anything. It was like certain curses that you would have to be really Taiwanese to know.
Yeah, you know? I mean, are you fluent then with Taiwanese?
I'm not fluent at all. No, by no means.
Because it sounds really good.
Yeah.
When I watched it, I was like, damn, he speaks Taiwanese too? Shoot. Making us look bad, man. Dude.
Well, actually, the way I learned the way I did that research was I had this commercial gig out in Taichung for this sports equipment shoot. And while I was on my way there, I was in the MRT, what do you call that? The Gaotie, the high-speed rail station. And I needed to catch a cab out to the factory or wherever it was at. And so while I was walking through the lobby, never do this, guys. Don't ever get someone who's looking for people to ride their cabs in the lobby. Like, go to where the cab line is because you'll get screwed over. And this guy, you know, of course, he's like, yo, come on, come get a ride with me. I was like, can you give me a receipt? He's like, yes, of course. So I go with him. And instantly, I kind of noticed something was wrong because we walked for like 10 minutes to his car. It was really
and it's like all beat down.
Beat up. Smelled like chicken shit in there. He definitely cooked chicken in there.
Those are the worst.
And his skin was all mottled. He's like really red and flushed.
Oh,
and then immediately off, you're supposed to get on the highway and you go right and you go to my destination. Because I had the map open. We have Google Maps now.
Google Maps. We're not idiots.
And so this guy immediately takes a left and I go, hey man, that's right. You gotta go right.
And
I'm speaking to him in fluent Chinese. And he's like, oh, no. You're not from here. You're not Taiwanese. You don't understand. Like, 我们台湾人是这样子啦. You have to go this way. This is a shortcut.
我们是这样子的。
I was like, all right, man. All right. And then,
what do you say to that? You're just like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. But then he kept going on, like saying things like, oh, you know what? If you want double the money, I'll write you 2 receipts. Then you can get double the money from your company if you're expensing it. I was like, that makes no sense. Like, they know I'm only taking 1 cab ride.
That's so hilarious.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I can't do that. He's like, oh, 你们不懂啊, 你是外国人, you're a foreigner, you don't understand.
Dummy,
this is how us Taiwanese do work. This is how us Taiwanese do stuff. I was like, all right.
I love it.
And so we keep going, and then eventually, it gets to the point where we're really veering off course, and I'm getting more and more mad. And also kind of scared because I'm like, where is this guy taking me to? What if he takes me somewhere and he jumps me?
Yeah, who knows?
With a bunch of guys.
Sure.
So we get to this train track and there's a train in front, and then I just said, fucking let me off right here. Let me off right here. And he's like, what? I was like, and then I started cursing him out in Taiwanese. I was like, 我是假港的台湾人啊, 你讨个派去啊. I was like, I'm a fucking Taiwanese. Like, what's wrong with your head, basically? And then he kind of was like,
freaked out.
What the hell? And then he was like, oh, 我们就继续走. And I was like, no. And I was like, 好大力来定高机, which is like one of the phrases, which means like, if you got the balls, let's fight. And he's like, oh no, 我觉得我们好像有什么问题, 你下车好了. Like, I think we can't communicate properly, so you just get off.
So you could just get off right here.
So I got off and I had to catch an Uber.
Oh my god!
But then the Uber driver taught me the next phrase, which became really famous, which is 林北加庆崩蛋里.
Oh god, I don't know that.
Like,
okay, 林北.
Your daddy has all the time in the day, is waiting for you to fight. It's like fighting words, basically like I got all day, let's fight.
Oh, okay, I got all day, let's fight. All right.
But apparently,
so you learned Taiwanese here. All right,
yeah,
all right. I love it.
He was like, you should have said that to him. I was like, oh damn, okay, I wrote that down for the skit.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna
apparently
make
it comes from back in the day when all the peasants would work in the fields.
Okay.
And then they would eat their bento boxes at lunch. They would have their lunch. And so they would just like eat all their lunch and then be done with it. So if you had like leftover lunch or something and you had spare time to eat, that means like you have a lot of spare time. So like I got all day. I got leftover food to eat. Like I got all day. Let's fucking fight.
Oh, let's do it. I got all day, motherfucker.
Funny.
Let's go. Yeah. Okay, that's funny. I actually have a taxi driver story. I used to live in Danshui way back, and I was out. I was probably around your age, and I was downtown. Was drinking with the boys and whatever. And then the crappiest thing about Danshui is you're always at the end, right?
Yeah,
so I'm always paying for the taxi. It's like $700 or whatever because you're like downtown to Danshui at like 3 a.m. right?
That's far.
So I'm just like, so I'm like, okay, I'm paying for the taxi, whatever. I go in the taxi and I'm like in the back, like I was messed up. I was like, I drank way too much. So I'm just like, taxi driver's like, hey man, you all right? I'm like, yeah, no, I just been drinking too much, man. He's like, oh, you're drinking? I'm like, yeah, man, I was drinking. He's like, hey, me too. He's like, me too. He opens up like, hey, you want some of this? And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm taking a cab because
I'm drunk.
And my driver's drunk. He's like, hey, you want a hit of this? I'm like, yeah. Hell no, man. I'm like, you know what? That's my stop right there. He's like, nah, I take you all the way to Danshui. I'm like, no, Mil Guanxi, all is good, man. All is good. Like, everything's good, brother. I'm good right here. Yeah, I know a lady that lives around here. I'm good here, And he's just like, you sure, man? We can hit this all the way to Danshui. I'm like, brother. No problem, man. Thank you. I'm like, I'm good. So I jump out of the cab and I'm like, oh my God. Find like a main road and then jump in another cab. That was crazy. Because I was so drunk and I was like, oh. Yeah, shit, me too. He opens it up. Yay. I'm like, oh,
what was it, like Gaoliang or something?
Yeah, it was like a little flask of something, you know? And I was like, oh,
hard
shit.
Alcohol.
Something
That's
hard.
crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't beer.
Yeah.
It was like some heavy duty stuff. And I didn't try it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy, man. I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was funny. Taiwan, man.
Cab drivers. Yeah, cab drivers
but I love
are gangsters out
Yeah,
here.
for sure, man. No, you don't.
You don't mess with them.
Sometimes you see somebody on like a video messing with a cab driver.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, that's
you're
not a good idea because you're about to
get
get beat down. But then like 6 other cabbies are showing up within minutes. You're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Especially because it's always some foreigner who's always like, I'm huge.
Exactly.
And then I'm
Exactly.
like, hey man, you got to take it easy.
Yeah, I always tell people
take it easy.
People are like, oh, do you ever get into fights? I said I never fight Taiwanese people out here, and I never fight in general. But
for sure, yeah.
Never fight a Taiwanese person because they will bring their buddies and they will pound you.
Oh, they'll be there like quick. They'll be there in seconds.
Yeah, because they don't have a concept of fighting one-on-one. That's like some. I mean, not even in America, people get sucker punched all the time.
For sure,
it's never fair in a street fight.
For sure, yeah.
So don't get involved.
It's crazy, and also, it's not a good idea to do in the first place. But yeah, you're gonna get jumped by a bunch of dudes. And one of my first years here, I heard that there was this group of I think they were from the UK, like these huge, big buff dudes, and they're going into the little Taiwanese sort of dive bars, right?
Yeah.
And they'd go in there and they'd start picking fights. And they went into one. There was about 6 of them or 7 of them. So they're like, they knew that a big group would come. So they're like, we got 6 of us and we're good.
Yeah.
And apparently, it was on the news. I mean, it was way back. Within minutes, there was 30 dudes. Ooh. And they closed the doors, and then it was just and they're like, I could just imagine.
Fight movies,
I could just imagine what happened inside there, and I mean, I don't think they died, but they got messed up bad. They got messed up bad. So I'm always like, hey, dude, I'm good, I'm cool. So yeah, it's crazy stuff, man. Don't get in a fight in a foreign country.
No.
Moral of the story. And if you're driving, and if you're in a cab on the way home, make sure the driver's not drunk too.
Oh yeah. Some of these drivers be
crazy, man.
Tokyo drift out here.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Right on, brother. Let's grab the next one, cayenne.
Right.
This one's made with cayenne pepper. Taiwan has in the markets those really long, fresh cayenne peppers.
Okay.
So that sauce is made from that, bro. So get on it, man. You want yeah, go for it, bro.
I remember this one time I was at a Luxy back then when it was still it was Omni, you know, it used to be called Luxy, and this foreigner jumped off the stage, and he just landed in the crowd, and he literally jumped onto this guy's shoulders. So the guy he broke his back. His back, like his spine was like protruding in a weird way, and he couldn't straighten up. So he was hunched over like this, and then. So they come outside. They all go outside. Yeah. And then I happen to be outside too. And then the Taiwanese guy's like, okay, you need to pay for my medical bills. We gotta go to the hospital right now. You're paying for my medical bills.
Oh yeah.
And he's there with his like 3 other buddies. And this foreigner guy, he's alone. You know. And this foreigner's like, I'll take off for you right now. Oh, Let's go right now. I'll beat your asses right now. Yeah. And then he turns and he sees me. He's like, yo man, we can whoop their ass. And then
like,
the Taiwanese guys are like. You're friends with him?
You with this guy?
I was like, oh,
hell no.
I was like, yo, beat his ass in Chinese. I was like, yo, beat his ass.
Sure, homie. Beat his ass. Beat his ass.
They took him back to the parking lot.
I'm like, I'm out, dude. Yeah. No, it's funny because they always assume, right?
Yeah, they do.
I'll be out, and they'll be like, I mean, because I speak Chinese too. Like, I don't get out that much, but when we're out, there's always somebody who's new. He's a big dude from Canada or Australia or something, and they're just like, they're picking a fight, and they pick like a small dude, and they're like, I'll mess this dude up, and then all of a sudden all these dudes come, and they're like, fuck, let's take him, bro, same shit. I'm like, hell no, man, I'm not fighting, I don't even know you. I ain't getting stabbed for you. You dumb motherfucker, man. I'm not gonna get stabbed for you. Hell no. So I know a similar thing, but it's like, but they just assume you with this guy. I'm like, hell no. Hell no.
Beat him.
Beat his ass. Taiwan #1. Beat his ass.
That guy still had to pay them after they gave him a whooping. They took him in the cab, and he still had to pay for their medical bills.
And they're just like, take your credit card. Now it's gonna cost double because we're all messed up. Shoot, man, that's crazy. So I was going through your videos and I saw the TV show where you jumped over all those
the boxes,
the box jump thing. That's crazy, dude. Like, can you maybe tell a little story about that? I mean, how did that come up? You're just walking down, and they'll be like, this dude probably jumps.
No. So the whole reason that show came about was actually because of another of my videos where I did I dressed up as the Joker, and I did like a little skit about the Joker. He was Taiwanese, cursing someone out. He gets beat up. Then I recreate the dance on the stairs.
Okay.
And
that's such a good video, dude. I love that video.
The producer of that show saw the video and was like, hey, we got to have him on and do that dance.
Okay.
And then they're like, well, since you're here, what else can you do? And I was like, well, I guess I'm athletic if you have any, because they have athletic challenges.
Take off your shirt, and they're like, all right, he can jump that.
So they're like, oh yeah, we have this jump contest and a grip contest. You want to do those? And I said, yeah, sure. Because actually, it just so happens like jump training's been something that I've been training for a while, since high school. I've been doing box jumps for a long time. So,
okay, well that's cool.
Yeah, it's just preparation meets opportunity,
Beautiful, love that.
Because recently I did another show, same show.
Okay.
It was a climbing competition.
Okay.
And I was up against parkour guys and rock climbers, and they just dusted me. It wasn't even close.
Okay, because that's what they're doing all day.
Yeah. I'm not built for that either.
Sure.
You gotta be lighter.
You gotta be like a skinny guy, right? Yeah. Okay.
So they just have this this jump boxes set up in the middle of the street, and then they get like.
Where was it? Like Ximending?
Near like Hsinchu.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, like out somewhere near like this night market area, and there's a lot of old people, and they're all just hanging out.
Okay.
And the crowd comes, and cheers you on.
That's cool. Yeah.
They gave us a few tries to like jump it,
Okay.
and then you go for real like later on in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw that video's got so many views, man. Like 250,000 or something, 300 or 500,000 or something crazy.
No, really?
It's got quite a. I mean, I just checked it out earlier. It's got quite a view.
Okay.
Quite a few, man. It's pretty amazing. So they just. Okay. The Joker video. That's a great video, man. I mean, you put that out when the movie came out, right? Around the same time, right?
After, because I got inspired. I was like, man, I love the movie. It was great.
It was a great movie. Yeah. It was a weird movie because it was really amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I never left the movie theater so like depressed.
Yes, it's dark.
Everybody's like, "How good is it?" It was so good, right? I'm like, it was really well done, but I got to go watch a Disney movie with my daughter or something because I'm like, damn, this is It was crazy. I mean, it was so well done. So well done.
Yeah,
Very,
it's dark,
very good
but that's the kind
dark,
of the kind of movie that I like. It makes you think, it makes you question everything.
Yeah, for
you know?
sure, for sure. Yeah.
It's not just a movie where you go and it's just mindless explosions and action. And
Sure,
you leave, I don't know, not feeling any different.
It's like junk food movie. That's
Exactly,
exactly.
exactly.
I mean, this movie was like, you feel so bad for this guy. I'm like, oh my God, give the guy a freaking break here, you know? And you're just like, shit. And, you know, and then
you're torn because he's a horrible guy.
Then he's a horrible guy. And you're like, yeah, but I mean, you're like, you're kind of like when he starts laughing on the bus and the lady's like, hey, don't, you know, freaking my kid out or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, he gives her that little slip. And he's like, well, that's a condition. You're like, oh, shoot. Okay. Crazy stuff, man. So how do you get out to do a lot of those TV shows much? Because I've seen quite a few clips of you. Interview shows.
Recently, not as much.
Okay.
But I've done them.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm not one of the regular guests on the show.
Okay.
For whatever reason.
Do you want to be one? Or is that
not necessarily.
Not
to be honest with you, it's not good money.
Yeah.
It's.
Okay, yeah.
I guess they tell you it's good for exposure, but I haven't personally
noticed
seen
anything?
like a huge boost or anything from that.
Okay.
Maybe like a little bit. Like people who watch the show might recognize you elsewhere, but it's not like
and they're like,
I got
hey,
a lot of followers because
you're
of
that
that.
guy from
Exactly. Like my own videos have done more for spreading my stuff.
I think that's the whole point, right? I mean, I think some people they're just waiting around. Like I also have restaurant friends that are, you know, they get interviewed by big channels or whatever, and everybody's just kind of waiting around. But I mean, that's kind of the point of this. So you start something.
Exactly.
Let's just make it. Try to make it happen, right?
You can't wait around for jobs as an actor, model, anything. You gotta seize the opportunity.
Gotta give it a shot
and practice something. Like you're getting much better at broadcasting. You know?
It's getting there.
You're getting much better.
The first few were. I mean, it's tough, and the equipment is getting better. And, And I mean, now like instead of watching like what I would watch before, it'd be like I still watch UFC all the time, right? But I mean, like I was like on every freaking like MMA video, like I'd know like all the news. Now I'm like, you know, how can I make like my stream better? You know, like how can I make the audio sound better? You know, what's the best audio card for this computer? And I'm watching like all these like videos of these dudes that are just, they got like millions of followers, and I'm just like, and they're just like talking about computer parts, and you're like, that's crazy. It's amazing. Like there's so much room for people that are doing cool stuff.
Free knowledge online.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
when I learn like special effects, I literally go and I look up the effect I want, and they teach you step by step how to do it in Adobe After Effects or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right?
it takes time, but you can do it.
You can do it. It's crazy. I mean, like I just got this a couple weeks ago, this Stream Deck, and it's like you just switching over. You can switch over to this other camera here, and it's just crazy. You can switch over to anything, and it's live. It's beautiful. It's just. It's crazy. Amazing. Technology's pretty nuts, man. It's pretty nuts, yeah. But let's jump on this last wing, and then we'll get it. Yeah, this is a Korean. You like Korean wings?
I love Korean. Yeah.
We love Korean too. So
do you know Bonchon chicken?
I've heard of it, but I've never had it.
Yeah, it's like a chain from Korea. That's one of my favorite. They have a spicy one that's really nice.
Is it? Yeah. So one of my ex-staff, his family worked. They had like Korean roots, and they were doing like some fried chicken. When he was working with us, I'm like, hook up a fried chicken, a Korean recipe, you know? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, so we did this, and this is what came out of it, man.
It's really good.
Good, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know how authentic it is, but I think it's pretty. I mean, I'm not Korean, right? But
yeah.
You know. It's actually one of my favorites now because it's so different than, because what we do, all the stuff that we do, I've been growing up, I've been eating that food since I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
And this is just so much different. It's pretty awesome. I love it, yeah.
Oh, it's really good. They use that bean, don't they? That Korean bean.
Yeah, it's almost like a miso fermented, like red. Yeah, it's pretty cool what they do, man. Yeah.
Flavor.
I love food, man, and I love Korean food. I love wings. So, we had to do it, right?
Damn, that wasn't spicy.
It wasn't spicy, right? No, nothing. Perfect. So that's the end of round one. Round one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Round one is just kind of like, okay, we're taking it easy.
Yeah.
And round two is a little spicier. Yeah. So there's 2 rounds.
Wow, I was getting arrogant. I was like, whoa,
you're
that's
like, hell
nothing.
yeah. No problem, man. No problem. Okay, so.
Ooh, the downfall comes.
Oh, there we go. So now what we do is, let me get this thing going over here. we jump on. We do a little quick video game.
Okay.
So you like video games at all, or
Yeah.
You game much? What do you play usually?
Haha. Nowadays the UFC game, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't played that.
It's so
I always
fun.
hear crazy things about it, but I never actually tried it.
I've gotten good enough where I can fight. I can play on legendary level, but I don't play with the ground game. I just play stand and bang.
Okay, yeah.
Because
yeah.
the ground game is just
It
there's
looks
so much
crazy.
to learn, man.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do it, you know.
It's pretty complicated, it seems, right?
Yeah.
So let's jump in here. Switch that over there. Yeah, we jump on that. So we jump on here. We're gonna do a little Street Fighter.
Okay.
I mean,
Coming against.
when I was a kid, I used to go to the arcade and I'd play this game all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is it. Let's do it. Have you played it before? I mean,
A long time
it's
ago.
like a
Long time
legendary freaking game, right? So
Coming up against me, Eddie. You
Yeah.
had a hard night.
There you
It's gonna
go.
be a first round rock. It's gonna be a first round knockout. Mark my words.
hell yeah, let's go. So just hit start and get in on there, man. Can you turn off the comments for a sec so it's bigger? Oh yeah. All right, who we got? So you good? Let's see.
No, I haven't
got
played
it
in
already.
forever. I have no idea
Yeah, I
how
mean, this is
much
just
I
like this is just a simple, beat 'em up, right? There was Mortal Kombat and there was this when I was a kid, and I used to go to the arcade, play it all the time. It's good stuff, yeah.
got. Ooh, man, my guy's tall.
Oh yeah, oh that guy was actually based on an actual Thai dude, apparently.
Really?
Like, there's this Thai guy who's like friggin' 80, and he still looks like that. It's like apparently like a legend, yeah. Oh yes. So right now, UFC, yeah? That's what you're playing right now?
Yeah. That's the only game I play right now.
That's awesome.
I
Have
mean,
you
I
been
played,
watching much lately, or much
Oh yeah,
UFC?
yeah.
I mean, there's nothing right now.
Yeah,
but,
there's nothing right now. It's
yeah,
all old
is,
fights. Yeah.
All the old fights, yeah, on the Fight Pass, yeah. Boom. All right.
Close one.
That was
All
close,
right.
yeah. It's actually my two favorite guys. I love that dude, yeah. He hits so friggin' hard, that guy. Yeah, I used to go as a kid and I'd play like, hold on, shoot, there we go, sorry about that. I actually used to go to the arcade as a kid and I'd play these like adults and they'd be like, I'm gonna take it easy on this kid. And then I'd like start whooping their ass, all the way till college. I go to college and there was this like Vietnamese like arcade that was like so in like the ghetto, and I'd be sitting there playing Street Fighter. And then it's like all these gangs come in, I'd start playing Street Fighter with them, and then I'd start whooping them, and then all of a sudden more dudes come, and then I'd be like, I just like walk into the people. I'd be like totally like taking the equivalent of diving in Street Fighter. I'm like, yeah, there's like 20 Vietnamese dudes that are like, and I'm like, you're good, man. I gotta go, and I'd lose, and they'd be like, yeah, like, okay, cool, man. See you later. It's so funny, man. Yeah, it was crazy, but that's one thing. I mean, like my daughter, I think it's hard to get like arcades nowadays, right?
Yeah,
like there's not
it's
really
rare.
any arcades anymore, right?
Yeah, because even
Did you
all
change
the
the
arcades,
battery?
especially in Taiwan,
Yeah.
it's all for little kids. It's not.
Yeah,
they don't
like-
have like adult arcades, which I think is a shame.
It is a shame, like we go to there's a couple of kiddie ones and we go and the game did you change the battery? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome. We'll do one more or what?
Yeah,
Let's do one more. All right. Hit start again. Hit start. Yes, this is actually a friend of mine who builds these things. He actually made this, and these are all the old arcade, like super old arcade games. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Blanca. I can't change my guy. That's good. Yeah, he's famous. It's like, it's funny for the first time I seen him, I was like, that's what Brazilians look like. I'm like, I don't think so. I was just a kid.
He's supposed to be Brazilian?
Yeah, well, he's from Brazil, right? It's so bad, right? It's just like this hairy red dude. You're like, red and green. Yeah, it's like, yes. Oh shoot, that's crazy.
Oh, just biting your face off.
Yes. Oh shoot, my ass beat on that one, man. Shoot.
How do you defend?
You just push back.
Oh,
Push back. Yeah, when someone's gonna hit, just push back.
Round 2.
Oh man, this game always brings back so many memories. It's crazy. There you go. Yeah, you got it. So you get back to the States much? You have family there still and stuff?
Yeah. All
Most,
my
yeah.
relatives are in the States, actually.
Okay.
My Asian side of the family's in Virginia.
Oh, really?
Black side's mostly in California.
Oh, really? So who's here then? Just your dad?
Just mom and dad.
Just
Yeah.
mom and dad.
Me and my
Oh, shoot.
sister's in the States.
Okay. Oh yeah. When did your sister go back?
I mean, she's a junior in college right now.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in San Diego.
She worked at our
Yeah,
restaurant.
she worked in her Chinese.
Shout out
got
to
much better when she was
Did it?
working. Her Chinese is horrible.
Was it? I don't even. I mean.
I mean, she is like a funny. She has that ABC accent.
Oh really? That's crazy. Oh, you whooped my ass. Oh, there you go. Sick. Beautiful.
You know.
Right on, brother. Good game.
But
good
to be
game.
fair, she never went to local school. You know, she always went to
American
Yeah, she
school.
went to American
Yeah.
school the whole way.
Did you go to local school?
I
or-
did. Yeah.
Really? All the
yeah.
way up, or?
No, 1st to 3rd grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it helps a lot with
Oh,
Chinese,
it does
right?
with the accent.
Yeah, like my daughter is. It's funny because we'll go out and then I'll speak Chinese and they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, you're pretty good for why we're in Chinese or whatever, right?"
Yeah.
And then they look at my daughter, they're like, they speak like, "Oh, 你会讲中文吗?"
Yeah.
And she's just like,
They're like,
I mean, she's like native
Yeah.
speaker, right? It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy, and they're just like, "Whoa." I'm like, well, you can tell she doesn't look Asian at all. I mean, she's mixed baby, right? So
Right. Yeah.
it's crazy. All right, brother, round 2. So round
Let's
2
go.
is they're hotter, definitely. That one is made with fresh jalapenos. So whenever we can get our hands on fresh jalapenos, we make poppers or we make this sauce. So
Cool.
yeah, man, dig in. Hell yeah. It's actually, I always say it's my favorite, but this is when you're making them all, it's hard to choose your favorite.
Right,
Right.
yeah. Oh, it tastes really fresh. Like
Yeah.
the fresh jalapeno really comes out.
Yeah, fresh jalapenos they're rare to get, but when we get them, this is what we make.
These are always canned here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you can get.
Okay.
Getting spicier a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, right? Okay. So,
It's
back
still
to your-
not where it's like,
No.
it hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Is that the last one?
The last one or two are pretty...
That's the last one?
The last one is pretty rough. I mean, it should be, but you've been training, so we'll see how that goes. So, with your skits, I mean, how do you find people are these actors or actresses just your friends? Are these like other YouTubers that are collabing with you?
Yeah, most of them are my friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what's up? You want to be in a video? And they're like,
Usually
"Hell
they
yeah."
have some acting experience because
Okay.
it really does matter. It helps
Sure.
a lot. You know,
Of
if
course,
you don't have
yeah.
any experience, a lot of times you don't know what to do when
Sure.
you're on camera. You
Yeah.
gotta look and all
yeah.
these things.
Yeah. I think the one where you get pulled over.
Yeah.
That's a great. I think that you said that's the biggest one, right? One of the biggest. Or no?
That's probably the second biggest
Okay,
one.
that's a
Yeah.
great one.
I mean, that guy, he's like a decently famous actor out here. He's a professional.
Is he really?
He was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a good one. It's funny because that happens. I mean, you totally like spilled the beans on that. That happens to us
I
all the
know,
time,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh shoot! Like the very first time I was in Taiwan, I got pulled over, like 15 or 18, whatever years ago. The very first cop I met spoke perfect English.
Damn.
And then from all the 15 or 18 years, whatever I've been here, I never met another cop that spoke good English. But the first guy like totally busted me, and then I actually was pushing my motorcycle because it broke down. I just bought it.
Yeah.
It broke down. I didn't know what to do with it. So I was pushing it back home, and I got pulled over. Like I was literally pushing the bike. You know, they pulled me over, and they're just like, "Hey, you know, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I thought these guys are gonna help me out." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm trying to use this bike, but it broke down, so I'm pushing it back to the shop." And they're like, "Oh, do you have your license?" I'm like, "No, I don't have it, but
Yeah.
I'm pushing this thing, trying to see if it works." And they're like, "Okay, so I guess you get this like blue little card, right? This
Okay.
like I don't know if they still do that. When you own, it's like an ownership little card.
Right.
So they're like, "Do you have this little ownership card thing?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he got it, and he's just like, "Cheep." He like takes it, and I'm like,
What?
Yeah. I'm like, "I think that's mine, dude." He's like, "No, you want it? You got to come to pay the fine at the office,
wow.
right?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool." This guy spoke perfect English, right? I had zero Chinese. It was like my first month here. So it was pretty crazy,
How
man.
long ago was this?
This was, I've been here for probably maybe 18 years. So 18 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. How old were you? Like 2? So it's crazy. Yeah. Been here for a long ass time, man. Yeah. So it's crazy because since then, you know, you get pulled over once in a while and you totally just do exactly what you did in that video. Exactly.
Hi, so nice to meet you, sir.
And you're just like, hey, hello, yeah. And, you're like, and they're just like, speak Chinese. And in Chinese, they'll be like, where's your license? Where's your ARC? Where this? I'm like, I don't understand. Sorry, brother. I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to go home, you know? And then they're just like, you know, they're just like, oh, where? And I'm like, sorry, brother. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I feel like an ass, but I'm like, oh, dude. You know, I'm like, sorry, brother.
Spilling the beans
again. He's just like, just
get out of here. Like,
just get out of here, dumb foreigner. I'm like,
but yeah, that skit was based on a true story because I pulled the whole I don't speak Chinese thing. I was speaking English. He was like, license and registration. I was like, and then I switched to Spanish. I was like, lo siento, pero no hablo inglés. Like,
it's good Spanish.
He's like, Espanol?
Licencia.
Oh, damn, like he spoke Spanish.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is like super rare. And then I was like, damn.
Sure.
So I started speaking like gibberish. I was
and he's like, freaking Africans or something, right?
Yeah, he was really confused. He was really confused. Yeah. And he was like, all right, just go. No, don't bring your license next time, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
And you're like,
have a nice day.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, but the cops here, they're truly kind, man.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure.
You don't feel any of the anxiety of the U.S. Like, if you get pulled over there, you're terrified, man. You might get beat down. Yeah.
Look, I went back home, and we were driving from one province to the other. My brother was driving, and I was in the passenger seat. And there was just like he wasn't speeding, but they were just checking up on everybody. And, you know, they pulled us over. And he's like, you know, license registration to my brother. You know, open up the glove compartment, give it to him. Looks at me in the passenger seat. He's like, what about you? I'm like, what?
What do you mean?
What? I'm like, what about what? And he's just like, where's your license? I'm like,
I'm not driving, dude.
You need my license? And he's just like, oh, is this guy resisting or whatever? I'm like, no, dude. I mean, shoot. Here's the license, man. And he's just like, asks me a whole bunch of questions. And I'm like, dude, I'm driving with my brother. Like, what's going on here? You know? And he's just like, he gave me so much crap. And then eventually he let us go. But it was just like, it's crazy, man. I mean, I don't know how it is in the States. In Canada, it's not supposed to be so crazy, but it's getting there, man. Sometimes you're like, what happened, dude? Shoot.
I mean, to be fair, they deal with much more threats there.
For
right?
sure,
you know, they're on red already when they're pulling someone over. People have guns there. People here don't have guns.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. I mean, people give them a lot of heck, but I mean, people are pulling guns and doing whatever, right? It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy, so... Yeah, loving that, man. Should we go on the next one?
All right, let's do it.
Get the next one.
I definitely feel that last one on my lips.
It's good. I was letting it marinate your lips a little bit. Now we're going on the next one. The next one is similar to the cayenne, but we use the little those little bird's eye chilies, those Thai ones. So it's getting up there level wise. Yeah, it should be. It should be. Your video with your grandma and stuff, those are awesome, dude. You gotta tell me about that.
You know, those are hard to do because she doesn't like me when she doesn't like it when I film her. So those are all like hidden, like behind the scenes. I'll have to put my phone or camera somewhere and leave it there as if I'm not using it, you know, and just leave it recording for about an hour.
Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hide it in the bookshelf in front of the TV, you know. Then I'll leave. I'll come back like an hour later. She's forgotten about it. Then I start interacting with her, and she's just such a character that
your grandma
like
seems
stuff
awesome.
Comes out. Yeah. Like the other day, you know, she called me. She's like, "What are you doing?" Like, so I had a girlfriend back 5 months ago, and then she
single
goes,
now.
Single now.
Oh, ladies, all the single ladies. Look at this man right here.
Anyways,
right.
So she goes, "Are you still with your girlfriend?" I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Are you guys getting married?" I was like. No. She's like, 那你在干嘛？鬼混呐! Like, he's like, what are you doing, fucking around? she's like, save money, buy a house, get married, and have kids. 长途电话很贵, and
That's
she hangs
what
up.
people. Oh my god.
Long distance calls are expensive. Hangs up.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. No, it's funny when like my previous, my parents' generation, was really old and traditional and stuff. But with me, they're pretty good. But they would always still say, go to Mexico, find a nice Mexican girl, you know. But I mean, no offense to Mexican women or whatever, but I grew up with my Mexican mom, my Mexican sister, and there's not that many other Mexicans where I grew up.
Right.
So every Mexican female reminds me of my mom or my sister. So people are like, oh my God, look at that Mexican girl. I'm like, yeah, she's pretty hot. You know, they're like, yeah, I should go talk to her. I'm like, looks a bit like my sister. I'm not into that, man. See you later, you know. And they'd be like, what? I'd be like, yeah, man, I'm good. And then they come over and they start speaking Spanish to you, and you're like, you start speaking Spanish with them, and then it gets like, I don't know, dámelo papi or something, right? And you're just like, oh,
¿Qué está diciendo?
and I'm like, I gotta go. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. They're just like, what? I'm like, yeah, no. So then I came here, and nobody looks Mexican. It was perfect. And I was like, yes, I do love Mexican people. I love Mexican women. They're beautiful. But
Thank you, Mexico.
thank you, Mexico, for making beautiful women. But it's just, you know, Mexican women always remind me of my mom and my sister.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I get that.
you can't, yeah. What about you, brother? You're a worldly man. No problem.
Yeah, I've dated like all races,
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, but I'd say I definitely get along better with other mixed kids.
I would
you know, just
imagine-
because they have both cultures, they understand the thing. You know.
I also think that they've been in the situations you've probably
Exactly,
been in, right?
exactly. Like they understand like the whole culture of gift giving. Like when you visit a Taiwanese family, it's nice. Like
You gotta
my
bring
ex would
something.
always bring, little gifts and things,
Cook-
or little
those
snacks
cookies
for
or
my grandma
snacks.
and
Yeah,
mom,
yeah,
and they would
yeah.
love it. They adored her, you know.
Yeah,
and like
sure,
that's
sure.
something like a Western girl might not necessarily.
No, they for sure. Yeah,
They wouldn't
yeah.
think about
It's very
that.
different. Yeah. It's very different. Like when my mom, crazy story. When my mom came, when my daughter was born. So in a Mexican family, like the power player is the mom. Like she throws that chunk. Like she's the all those videos of like the Mexican mom with the sandal that's like a boomerang. It's true. It's all true.
Yeah.
So I lived through that. So they're like Mexican moms, power player in the family. You know, end of story. Then you come here, and my wife, she's Taiwanese. She's Hakka Taiwanese. So the Hakka, same thing.
Oh, okay.
The Hakka mom is like the power player. They're running the show. Everybody just is like, okay, hey, the Hakka mom,
I don't
she's
want no
running the
trouble.
show. Hakka mom's running the show. And so when I'm joining that family, like I'm like, okay, it's all good. I'm easy, right? But when the moms met, I mean, they liked each other for about a day, and then they would just be like, I mean, I was the filter, and I curbed situations because it was like they're talking about, you know, different style of cooking. You know, like she did a hot pot for my mom, and my mom makes like pozole and like these heavy duty soups,
Oh, I missed
like
that,
heavy duty
actually.
soups, right? So you know, they're just like, you know, oh, what does she think of the hot pot? And I'd be like, Mom, what is she wants to know what you think of the hot pot. My mom would be like, well, if she did this and added this and added this, it'd be way better.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, she loves it. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
It's delicious.
Yeah,
It's
of
delicious.
course.
Thank you so much. She would like some more. You know, and my mom's like, did you tell her? I'm like, yeah, I told her. Hell yeah, I told her, Mama.
Yeah.
Shoot, Mama, I told her. You know? And
Oh
she's
my
just
God.
like, okay. And they're both just kind of like, okay, cool, you know? So the good thing was my in-laws don't speak English. My mom doesn't speak Chinese. So that was like the saving grace. It was
That's
pretty
perfect.
rough.
Yeah.
And during the first month of after you have the baby, Taiwanese, they do the yuetzi thing, right?
You're right.
The 1 month of, you know, you don't take a shower, you don't do whatever. So I told my mom, come the second month. My mom's like, no. I'll come the first month. I'm like, no, come the second month. It's going to be better, Mom.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you don't want me to come?
Ooh,
I'm like, Mom.
yeah, no,
okay,
no,
come.
no.
Whenever you
Yeah.
want. You come whenever you want, Mom. Still now, come whenever you want. And yeah, it was crazy because, you know, my in-laws are doing all the traditional stuff, and my mom was like, well, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, I know, Mom, but hey, you know what?
It's the
We're
culture,
here. And then the
culture.
two moms were just like really like going at it. They couldn't really do it 100% because they couldn't understand
couldn't
each other.
understand,
But they
yeah.
were just kind of,
Yeah,
both
yeah,
of them. And I was just like, and I'm like, Mom, you have to be nice when you meet new people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like telling my mom. She's like, if she keeps yelling, you know, I'm gonna go over there.
Eres una cero a la izquierda.
I'm gonna smack her. I'm like, Mom, you can't hit people when you're big, okay? I'm like,
Whoa.
I'm like telling her the
Yeah.
stuff she told me when I was a kid. I'm like, it's not good to hit, Mom. You know, so it was funny.
She would smack
My
your
mom,
in-law.
because my mom is like, when it comes to like the family and taking care of the grandkid, I mean, it's like the red button. It's like, what'd you? My mom.
So she'll hit the kids.
No, she want to hit my in-laws. Yeah, I'm like, no, the kid. It's like whatever, right? But no, she's like, I'm gonna smack her, and she's like,
what?
I'm like, Mama,
Yo,
you're not allowed to hit people because that's not what good people do, you know?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't care. I'm like, okay, let's go for a walk. I'm like, hey guys, we're going for a walk.
Yeah.
Walking out. We lived in Danshui, walking out to the beach and stuff. I'm like, we're walking over to the beach, so
diffuse the
everything's
situation.
good. It's like, shh, let's go, take it easy. Let's go have a coffee or something. So
that could be a
crazy
TV
situation.
show, man. Like a TV show
totally,
with Mexican and Asian cultures
Mexican
clash.
and I actually thought about it like that because it's like there's so many stories that are just like in that like 2 or 3 months time. That's just like you write like a whole friggin' season of comedy. It's crazy. They both were just like the power players, and they're just like but. You're like, man, take it easy, guys.
And you're like the filter,
and I'm like,
the
Mom,
mouthpiece, the mouth of Sauron.
After you leave, I still got to live here, so just be nice to people. You know, it's crazy.
So she didn't come here to take part. She came here to take over.
So she came here to take over. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of that. Who do you got, man? Khabib or Tony? And how? Big UFC guy as well, yeah?
I think Khabib.
You think Khabib just mauls him? Or
I don't think he mauls him, but he basically does pretty much the same thing.
Just does
still gets him
5-round
down.
decision?
Yeah. I think it'll be much harder to take him down, but I think he'll just win. They'll probably win a decision, I think.
Yeah.
Unless like Khabib, Ferguson really cuts him or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think probably Khabib, but I think Khabib he's really compact. I mean, his neck and everything is really compact, so it's going to be harder for Tony to snatch his neck. But I think, Tony's going to end up on bottom probably in the first round.
Yeah, and he doesn't mind.
And he's amazing from the bottom, right? So I'm pulling for Tony. I don't know if I'm just hoping for Tony or if I think Tony will win.
This Tony's stupid guy.
Tony,
I don't understand this guy.
Tony's
He's a stupid guy.
Oh, I love it, man.
I love that.
How about
I am mountain. I'm from the mountain. You're an American guy. You know street fights.
Yeah, you're fake Mexican. You know, like, you're a fake
so
Mexican, and he's just like Ferguson's no Mexican name. You know, I'm like, oh shoot.
Oh my god. Khabib, his English is so much better. His trash talk is now like pretty good.
It's getting there, yeah. I love the send location. You know, this is number one.
Send me location. Yeah.
Love Khabib, man. Love Khabib. So you got Khabib, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's probably the favorite.
Yeah.
He's probably the favorite.
So.
Yeah. Gotta love that guy, man. Gotta love Khabib.
I don't know if you ever watch Anatomy of a Fighter. Have you ever seen that channel?
I have seen.
Yeah. He has great stuff on Khabib. Like, just documenting their life in Dagestan. Like, they just live a hard life.
Yeah.
Like Khabib takes them to this river where it's like a really fast flowing river where there's a short bridge across, and you jump off the bridge into the water, and you go as hard as you can.
I actually have seen that.
to not drown
to
and
not
be washed
die.
away.
Yeah.
And he's like, a couple of my friends died when we were younger. I was like, wow.
It's normal, you know. Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal.
It's normal.
You know? That's normal, you know.
MMA memes.
MMA memes, man. It's crazy because did you see Romero on Rogan? I think it was like a year ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, when you're in the Cuban wrestling team.
Yeah, that was insane.
That's crazy. You know, there's 12 guys.
The number one guy
he gets 3 meals.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, what?
Exactly.
Like, the number 12 guy.
Yeah.
Literally, they're hungry, man. It's crazy.
I was listening to some podcast, and they were talking about the reason why Romero doesn't use his wrestling, and they're saying they're thinking it's because his like discs are fused in his neck, so he can't.
He's really like that.
If he gets his it's like a blessing and a curse, because if he gets his neck caught in anything, he might get really messed up.
Oh,
apparently.
really?
But it because it's so stiff, like he cannot actually turn his neck.
Yeah.
So that helps him not get knocked out, because he takes some shots, and he's
does,
never really rocked.
Yeah, he's never rocked.
He takes full on.
You see your soul, boy. I love that guy, man. I was hoping.
Forget Jesus.
Yeah. Pray for Jesus. You know, I love it.
I love you.
It's the best, man.
Oh man.
So, when you're doing your videos, do you have like like some kind of camera setup? You have like a crew with you, or how does it work? I mean,
so some of the more professionally shot skits, you can tell there's like a crew. You know, I'll usually have one of my buddies, Craig. Shout out to Craig Hung. He's a guy in LA, and he's a professional cinematographer.
Oh, really?
And so he's
got like equipment,
he's got the equipment.
Oh, okay.
Like
so he brings it over. He came over, and
he comes here occasionally for work to visit his parents as well. He's Taiwanese.
He's Taiwanese. Okay.
No, he's amazing. I was really lucky to meet him. And he shot those, and that's why they're so professional. Most of the other stuff I shoot on my iPhone, honestly.
Really?
I mean, the iPhone camera's good enough. Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, I mean, people freak out, but actually, if you got some good lighting and stuff, you're good to go. You know, I started this with like my old GoPro, and I just upgraded recently, and it's pretty, it's pretty good.
Because it can do 4K. I mean, it's better than my DSLR that I got to start with. Like when I did the park workout video, that's a DSLR.
Okay, yeah.
Rebel T6i, but that doesn't film 4K or 2K even.
Yeah, really.
This does 4K, and I don't get kicked out of venues when I'm using my phone to film. A big thing is when you bust out like a DSLR or any semi-professional looking camera, people immediately are like, hey, you trying to make money off my property? Like, get out of here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I can't film at the gym with something like that, or, you know, at a restaurant or whatever location.
Really? That's crazy.
But people can't ban you from using your phone, right? They don't care. Yeah, with your phone, you're fine. So
that's crazy. Yeah, that makes sense. I went to watch a UFC event, and I had like my GoPro and stuff, and I was like, I'm going to film everything. Because in Japan, I did. I filmed like everything. Yeah. And then when I went to Calgary to watch a UFC, they're just like, you can't bring that in. I'm like, well, I'm like, what am I going to do with it, man? I'm not even from here, you know? Yeah. And they're like, we're going to put it in a locker for you. We're going to give you this, and you pick it up at the end. Well, that's nice. And I was like, it was good. It was good because I was like, shoot, you going to confiscate my GoPro? Like, damn, man. But but you know, they're like, there's no recording. But I used my phone. I got some pretty good footage with my phone.
Yeah, your phone's
I had Jose Aldo when he finished Jeremy Stevens with like that liver punch.
Yeah. Oh, that's that poster right there. No wonder.
I was there. I was there, and I sprung for floor seats. So we were on the floor, like not the very front, like kind of the back, but still the floor. Yeah. We could run over and see the fighters coming out, and you know.
Oh, you can run over. You can leave your seat. That's so cool.
You're not really supposed to, but I just did. I'm like, I spent like a bunch on this. I'm going, you know. So I went, and I went to like the very front rail after Aldo was on the cage, right? He's just like, oh, you know, I won, you know, fine, because he hadn't won for a while. Yeah. And then, you know, I go over this lady kind of like elbows me, and I'm just kind of like, what the hell? So I'm like, okay, whatever, some lady. Right. And then Aldo sees this lady, jumps down, comes over, pulls her in there, and it's his wife. It's Aldo's wife. So he's just like, oh my god. And they're both. The crazy thing was they were tiny. Both of them were tiny. You don't really think about it because it's Aldo, right? Right. But I was just like,
how tall is Aldo? 5'8"?
I think he's smaller than that, man.
Really?
They looked really small. I mean, he's 145, right? So I was just like, I got some really good like close-ups of them. Like, I'm just like,
I guess McGregor is like tall for the division, and he's like 5'9".
Yeah. So actually, so I got to see. I saw Poirier. I saw a lot of people. BJ Penn was there. Yeah. It was pretty awesome.
That's pretty wicked.
Got to get those out to Asia, man. Shoot.
Yeah, shoot.
UFC, come to Asia more often, man. We love it. ONE FC's good too, though. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff too. Yeah.
I can't wait to see Mighty Mouse fight again.
Mighty Mouse is a monster, man.
Those fights he's been doing have been great because they've been competitive.
Yeah,
those guys are good.
I thought he was gonna just smoke everybody, but he's been good.
Yeah,
man.
he's been in some.
The first one was very close, like at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Crazy stuff. Let's jump on the next one.
All right.
No problem. The last one. Get on it, yeah. How you feeling so far? So good.
Good. Yeah, these are all fine.
All right.
My sister was all excited. She's like, "Oh, I get to see you cry." Not today, Monica. Hard times make hard men.
Ooh, Monica's awesome. Monica's awesome. When she worked with us, she was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Monica. We love you.
You know why she had to? You know why she had to work for you? She got cut off from allowance for getting a tattoo.
Really?
Yeah, she got caught with a tattoo. My mom was like, "What? You got money for tattoos?" No, you got to work. So she had to start working. Yep.
She was like the only person that came in, applied for a job, but like she's like, where's like the owner, and you know, comes over, and she's like, "Hi, my name's Monica. Nice to meet you." I'd like to work for you, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Because everybody else comes in, they're like, no, my mom said I have to work.
Oh, really?
You know, like almost everybody.
Well, she
like,
wanted money.
She's just like, I'd like to work for you. I was like, okay. I'm like, okay, cool. What, is everything cool? Yeah. It's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. And she worked. Her Chinese seemed pretty good.
Yeah.
Obviously, your English is great. You're getting it? Good. All right. All right. I was worried we weren't going to get you at all, man. There you go. There you go.
This is what you want, YouTube?
That's what you want, man.
I'm
Check
drooling.
that out. There you go. There you go. Just don't touch your eyes and you're good.
All right.
And don't spill milk on your shirt. Yeah. So she's in the States studying now.
Yeah. Studying neuroscience now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She wants to get a doctorate.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Ever since I showed her this podcast by Dr. Gabor Mate.
Okay.
He's a leading researcher on the use of ayahuasca in treatment in PTSD and depression.
Okay. Wow. That's
kind
of
really intrigued by
huge now, right?
Yeah.
Like
so
I have I know quite a lot of people that you know, they're kind of like doing that, the depression and stuff. And I mean, it's crazy. It probably was around before, but with the Mexican moms, they're just like, shut the fuck up, man. Or like, hey, pussy. Yeah. You know, like, but no, I mean, it's pretty crazy how times change and you see
it's
things like that.
now.
Yeah, it's totally legit. It's crazy, yeah.
Whew. That one's kicking.
That was a good one, huh? So, as like an influencer and comedian actor, where do you feel that Taiwanese people go to consume their content?
YouTube?
Yeah. YouTube?
Yeah, the older generation's the only one that watches TV, like my grandparents' generation.
Yeah.
Like when I go on those TV shows, it's only like old people who recognize me from that usually.
Okay.
Like I go to Hot Springs.
Yeah.
These old people are like,
it's that ripped black dude, black place. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, the younger generation is Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Like my daughter, she like no cable at all. Like we have cable, but because it comes with our internet, we almost never use it. We'll watch movies, and then we'll watch YouTube. Pretty much everything, yeah.
Because it ads all the time. It's obnoxious.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, who wants to put up with that?
Yeah, well,
you got Netflix nowadays?
Netflix and all that, yeah, for sure.
Hi there,
guys.
kid.
How you doing, buddy?
You like watching me suffer?
You right? Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome.
I got some tears for y'all.
You got some tears, man. I think I actually got one.
These are manly tears.
You got the tears, dude. Love it.
These are manly tears.
Yeah, we only got one left, man. We only got one left, yeah. When you do videos, like where do you, like your Joker one, that's a great video. Like where do you find that outfit?
Rent it.
Rented it.
So there's Ximending, there's a lot of costume stores.
You could just go to Ximending and be like, yeah, I want a Joker outfit.
I think it was like a couple hundred, like 300-400,
really?
something like that. Yeah.
I actually watched that video again today.
Oh, really?
They're all really good, man. But it's hard to pick one that I like the most. But that's such a good video. And the girls in that video are just friends of yours, or with acting experience.
Yeah. The one of them was actually the makeup artist.
Okay.
Shout out to Keiko. Keiko's a makeup artist. She's a really talented makeup artist out here.
Okay. Very cool.
I mean, that makeup's not easy to do, you know. She did it really well.
Yeah. No, she nailed that. That was actually another question I had. Is like, how did you get that makeup done? Because
it took a long time, man. It
completely
takes like
nailed
2-3 hours to do the whole thing.
Do you have any kind of plans for the next couple of years, or what you want to do with the Blasian TW brand?
So,
I love the logo, by the way. You told me your friend made that, right?
Yeah.
That's
Claire,
such a sick
Claire
logo.
Chen, my high
school.
school
You got to get
classmate.
some merch, man. I'll buy a shirt.
Yeah.
It's a great logo. I love that.
I think I'm working on just putting out more videos now. I got a vlog. I'm gonna start vlogging.
Okay.
I vlogged when I was in India and in Thailand.
Okay. Very cool.
I basically want to have my own my own show. You know, so I think I'll do like skits interspersed with like me talking about the skits possibly, and then like vlog and stuff.
Have you done like a stand-up comedy at all, or
I tried it once in college. Yeah, I'm actually down to do that.
You're down to do that?
Yeah, I'm down to do that. I want to try it out here.
Because there's a friend of mine just opened a club, right?
Oh, really?
23 Comedy Club.
23 Club. Yeah.
It's at
is he a Canadian guy?
Linson Bailu. Yeah. I think he's American, but
okay.
when people say Canadian American, for me it's the same. I got lots of Canadian friends, lots of American friends. Sometimes one or the other gets offended, but it's the same to me, man. One love, right? We're all good. We're all the same. So,
my nostrils burning.
Is
I
it?
understand. Don't touch anything.
Just don't touch your eyes, and you should be fine, brother. That's what Monica wanted to see, right? There you go.
Yeah,
we got
Monica.
one more.
你这
One
废
more.
渣 She was bragging. She was telling my mom was telling me, she's like, she got 2 A+. She's so good now. Because, my sister, when she was in high school, she wasn't the most studious. Which is funny to me because growing up, my parents would always tell me that she was the smart one out of us two.
Okay.
Which I think she is.
Okay.
She's more academic, but she didn't put the effort in. When in high school, I don't know, she just got caught up in girly drama and like watching TV shows like The Bachelor.
I think
you're not learning anything then.
Yeah, sure.
She did a complete 180 though. Really got into learning, reading a lot of books.
Okay.
Listening to podcasts, and
I think podcasts they can be huge, I mean, I've there's a few that I watch, but definitely the Rogan ones that started at the beginning. That was my first the podcast that I actually watched, and Rogan, and I actually learned about like intermittent fasting from watching Rogan's podcast. Yeah. It's like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, how do you keep in such good shape, man?
So
are you doing like hit exercises, or what are you doing?
I do boxing, jiu-jitsu now. Dynasty Combat Academy. That's a great place.
Beautiful.
Steve's out there teaching jiu-jitsu.
Beautiful.
That's great cardio because I'm getting worked. He's like a purple belt and a white belt, and he just works me. I have to use all the brawn to not get choked out.
Okay, sure.
It's mostly diet, man. It's honestly diet. Like
diet,
you gotta cut out the carbs for the most part. Like
so you're pretty
low carb.
Like low carb.
Yeah, higher fat, higher protein. I start my mornings
is that
off.
Like that's kind of keto-ish or not really? I mean, I don't know.
Nowhere. Keto's like full
no
on,
fat.
like almost like no carbs. Yeah,
Okay.
I still eat a bowl
Which is
of rice.
Tough. Yeah,
it's tough out here because you got to eat a lot of avocado or like
and
cream cheese
expensive.
or something nasty. And
I'm
not about to. I'm not like Gideon, the guy in the Ping Long video. That dude was eating like straight chocolate with cream cheese and sour cream. That's disgusting, man.
That's tough because I don't think that's. If it's not enjoyable, it's hard to do long term.
Exactly.
Because I mean, everybody's tried diets, and it's just like you can't wait till it's over so you can go back to eating your normal thing. But if you can make like a lifestyle out of it, I think.
I mean, would you ever do like the carnivore diet that?
I saw that. I mean,
Joe Rogan's been doing.
I mean, I love steak and beef and meat. I don't know if I could though. I mean,
it's hard.
I wouldn't mind trying it, but. I don't know how long I would last. Like I've done the intermittent fasting and stuff. That works pretty good.
Yeah, that really works.
That really works well. I've tried a couple. I kind of did a couple different cleanses and stuff. I did like that lemonade one. I did that like the master cleanse. You ever hear of that one?
No, I've heard of it.
It's like a 10-day deal where you just drink in this liquid. And I dropped like 1 kilo like a day. It was pretty good. But then you drop like maybe 10-15 kilos. But then you put maybe half of it back on because it's water weight and stuff.
Yeah,
but it's pretty, like and it's rough. It's also not doable long term because halfway through you're just like you're miserable. You're like, oh my god, I can't, and I'm cooking all the time, and I'm like, oh my god, that like steak smelling so good.
Yeah.
I got 5 more days of nothing, and then I can have a steak, and it's crazy. It's pretty crazy stuff, man.
Yeah. I'd say the secret for me is vegetable shakes. Like I'll make like a shake with a couple of fruits, like maybe pineapple,
for
apple.
The sweetness, or
for the sweetness, and then just like a bunch of vegetables like
Green.
kale, mixed greens bags from Costco, apples, carrots, celery, spinach, whatever you can get, and you just chuck it in there, and then I'll have that for breakfast, and then I'll have it like with my meal throughout the day. And what that does is it just gives you like a ton of fiber, and then you also get all your micronutrients, and it's just a much more efficient way to eat greens because you can't be eating like giant bowls of salad. I still eat a lot of veggies. Like people are always telling me, "Oh, it's so hard to eat clean in Taiwan." I said, "No, it's not. Go to any like Taiwan 小吃店, 路边摊, get like 嘴边肉, like a meat thing. Get 2 烫青菜 and then like a bowl of rice, and you're good. Like that's good.
I think anything's doable anywhere. You just have to really want it. I mean, and if it's harder somewhere, you just have to really want it, and you could definitely do it. Like,
or you come to Eddy's.
You come here. I mean, it's hard for me because I'm always but I have done like the 10-day fast. It's pretty rough when I have to cook like every day,
Yeah.
like all day, and I'm cooking. But it's crazy because when you're cooking a lot, sometimes at the end of the day, you're making steaks and you're like grounding corn for your tortillas and you're doing like everything from scratch. And then you go home and you're like, oh, I just want some like instant noodles.
Yeah,
I want some
you
like
want some-
pao mian.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, some pao mian would be great right now. And you get that, and it's
So
like,
Asian
and
of
it's
you, some
and it's
pao
like
mian,
it's
yeah.
like midnight, and my wife, she'll always like, if it's busy and she forgets to eat dinner or whatever, I like put my daughter to bed, and then I'll kind of wake up like I'm all groggy just from putting my daughter to sleep, and I come out and she's got like this like super spicy like big ass pot of like pao mian with all the vegetables and the egg and all that
the
stuff
egg on top.
at like midnight. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be intermittent fasting, but
Yeah.
oh man, that
Yeah,
smells
yeah,
good. She's
yeah.
like, you want some? I'm like, no, I'm doing my intermittent fasting.
What do you do? Like
Okay.
12 to
Yeah.
6 or something?
Yeah,
Or?
I do that. I don't eat anything in the morning. Well, right now I'm kind of, but usually I'll do, 12 to 8.
12 to 8.
12 to 8,
Okay,
yeah, 12 to
yeah.
8. I mean, so after 8, I'm just drinking
Stop,
water and stuff. When I do that for like a month, 2 months, I can feel all the fat just dropping
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
It's
you
really
shed
good.
weight.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. But then when my wife's making that big ass pot of like pao mian at midnight, I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll take a little bowl.
Yeah,
and then
I'll
I'm like,
have a
well, I already
small
had a bowl, so I'm
might as well.
breaking my fast. I might as well just, okay, give me that soup too, and I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you're like, oh,
You feel like
you're
a
so
dirt
guilty.
bag.
I'm like, I can't believe I broke my fast
Yeah.
for some pao mian. I was so
I know.
good all day. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to drink the broth now because I already did it.
Exactly.
You're like-
Exactly.
So it's pretty crazy, man. The pao mian, I love that. I love that.
With me, it's like cookies, man. Like
Yeah?
chocolate chip
Oh,
cookies.
yeah.
If they're chewy, I can't stop.
for sure. That's hard to get here, so I kind of
It's
got
easier
away
to
from
avoid.
that.
For
It's
sure.
easy to avoid, but when you get some, you're like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
that
Have
was-
you had a DPT coffee? You ever had?
No, I
They
have
have
not,
these
no.
like thick. They're pretty
really?
expensive. They're like
Yeah.
120 NT a cookie, but
Yeah.
they're good, man.
Really,
They're like
yeah.
giant, chewy, thick, just.
Yeah, I don't care what it costs.
Oh.
I'll buy that cookie.
Yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah.
I'm like, that's a
Oh,
cookie
it's
right
so
there, hey,
good.
man. So you eat a cookie, yeah. So, I mean, I can go like I don't really smoke or anything. I don't drink. I will have beers, but like smoke anything like that, whatever. Coffee, not really. Like I can go with no booze, no whatever for forever, really. Well, like chocolate.
Chocolate.
Oh, dude, I was like,
Dark
oh.
chocolate's good, though.
Dark
Dark
chocolate's
chocolate's
good.
even keto.
Dark
Yeah, just
dark
get dark
chocolate is
chocolate.
good. Yeah, dark chocolate. I actually prefer dark chocolate.
Yeah, same,
Because now
same.
milk tastes really sweet.
It's too sweet, yeah.
Too sweet, yeah. I love it, man. But I gotta one day, man. When I grow up, I'll hopefully I can look like this guy someday. Yeah, shoot. Gotta
you
get
just-
back fast.
You got,
Yeah.
you got to lift too. Like if you have a lot of muscle, it's
I do,
easier
yeah.
to burn.
It burns, right? Yeah. I do it in the morning, maybe 3 days a week. I see your dad. Your dad's a beast.
My dad
man.
goes
Holy
hard,
crap,
yeah.
He's a beast, man. He's like, people do like their set, and then they like rest for 5-10
No,
minutes.
yeah, this guy's doing jump
He's just
ropes
like
in
boom, boom,
between.
boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
boom, 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 boom. All right, see you later. He's just
Yeah.
like, holy crap, that guy.
he's a
your
workout
He's a
maniac.
great guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy too, man. And his Chinese, unbelievable, man.
It's
So
really
it makes
good.
sense that okay.
You
now
know,
it
back
makes
in the
sense,
day,
yeah.
he used to just like he'd nerd out on it, and he'd really geek out. He'd learn
really?
like a chungu a day, you know. And
Really?
he'd like go to my mom. So like now, even when I'm doing like some translation work or something, or I need to translate something from Chinese to English,
Okay.
I go to my dad. My dad's better than my mom.
That's
It's like really.
That's crazy,
It makes
yeah.
no sense, but yeah.
It's crazy because sometimes when I would teach English, I don't know any of the rules, any of the grammar or whatever.
Yes.
I just know it, right?
Yes. What sounds
but
right.
But you have like Taiwanese friends or Taiwanese assistants. They're like, oh, that's because if this happens, then that happens, then it changes
yeah.
this, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
sounds good
yeah.
to me, you know. So yeah, it totally. If you study it like that, it's definitely good.
Yeah, when I took my SATs, there's like a writing component
Yeah,
for it,
yeah.
and that was the one I did the worst on because I was in local school for a lot of lower school, so I never learned the rules for
Yeah,
grammar.
yeah. Sure,
and
sure.
a lot of them are illogical. They don't really make sense.
they don't
They're
make-
just the
and there's
way
always
they
special
are.
rules.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they don't sound correct either.
Yeah,
you
sure,
know?
sure, sure,
So
yeah.
when I took an SAT prep course, that helped a
Yeah,
lot, like
okay.
a lot. Yeah.
Okay, cool, very cool. Yeah, no, So my daughter goes to local school, and I do the English with her, and she's pretty good at it. They do have English in the local school, but it's pretty basic. Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she's kind of like,
She's probably that kid that just like
She's the kid
fucks
that's
off
just
in the
like,
back.
yeah, yeah,
that's
probably, she
that's what I
probably
used to do.
is.
They'd be like, go in the back and play, and I'd be in the back and
exactly.
be playing with dinosaurs.
She's just like,
like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, that's her.
Yeah.
she'll be like sleeping. I'm like, you gotta go, you're gonna be late for school. And she's like, oh, I know. I'm like, what's your first class? And she's like, oh, it's English. I don't have to go. It's too easy. And she just kind of rolls over.
Yeah.
Like, no, you gotta go. Yeah, I'm like, no, you gotta go. And I'm like,
she can go late. That's allowed.
No,
okay.
It's not allowed. She just goes late because
right.
Sometimes we're here late till like 10 or 11. And then I go home. She takes a shower, and then it's like 11:30, and she takes just a few minutes to unwind, and then it's like midnight, and she's got to be there at like 7:50. That doesn't happen.
Wow. Yeah.
It doesn't happen. Yeah. So, but I mean, it is what it is, right? Mm-hmm. We're kind of in the middle of, like, doing the local thing, and then her dad's sucked at school, and you know what I mean? Like, he lives here, so he kind of knows. Yeah. Yeah, brother.
Do you think you'll eventually switch her over to like English school?
If possible, I'd like that. I think I've seen some pretty good results from people that kind of did like local school elementary and then junior high. They kind of switch over.
Yeah.
Seems. I mean, it's expensive to get in there, but we'll see. We'll see how we can do it. Yeah, if we can, we will for sure.
We're like maybe going back to Canada. No,
I don't know. I mean, I'm selfish. I want her to be with me, man. I only got one kid. I'm like, you stay with me. You're not going anywhere. Yeah.
I thought you had 2 kids.
No, I just got one.
Who's the other kid that she's always with?
She has so many friends. Yeah. She has so many friends because she grew up.
The kid looked mixed too.
Yeah, and a lot of her friends are mixed kids. Okay. Yeah. Because they're all kind of in the same boat. Right, they all speak like perfect Chinese, but they don't really look Chinese. I mean, about it, right? So it's like that's how it is, right? So I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here, but So. We ready for that last one, dude?
Let's do it,
I think you got to go drummy on that one, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Oh,
here we go. Last one.
Bring the pain.
Oh, man.
That One Piece video, dude. That thing's amazing.
Oh, the One Piece video.
The One Piece where you're doing
voices.
Yeah. Like, I don't really I don't watch that show, but I watch your videos. Like, it's crazy. You're doing all the voices of everybody. So do you get to do voice? You do voice acting as well?
I do it sometimes. Okay. I've never gotten to do like some fun like an anime, but I've done like commercials like buy our socks. Our socks are the best. Like stuff like that.
There's one picture. That Will Smith movie. What is that one? Oh shoot.
I know.
Where he's got his son is in it, right?
Pursuit of Happiness.
Yes, that's a freaking great movie. Yeah. So you dressed up as that.
That was for a Carrefour commercial.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that about, dude? That's amazing.
It was a Carrefour commercial where I was a black husband and that was supposed to be my kid. It's actually was a Blasian kid.
Oh, was it? That's perfect.
Super cute kid.
That's perfect. Yeah.
And then
shout out to that kid.
We were trying to dress up for the Halloween party, and then I came in first as like Men in Black with him. She didn't like that. Then I did Pursuit of Happiness. Wife didn't like that either. Then we did like Aquaman in the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Man, this one hits like it.
How's
builds.
that? This one
didn't taste like anything in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like coming on.
Last night I had a couple buddies here, and they were like, "Hey, how hot is that last sauce?" I'm like, "You want to try it?" So they come by. I'm like, "But if you want to try it, you got to take a little spoonful of it." And they're like, "Yeah." So one of my buddies, Pete, he did that. Took a little spoonful of it. And then he's like, "It's no problem." And about 5 minutes later, he's just like
dying.
I'm like, "You all right?" He's just like, "Holy fuck!" He was just like, he couldn't talk. He's like, "I'm not going to talk for a while." He was in the corner, and then this morning he messaged me. He's like, "My stomach is like destroyed." I'm like, "Yeah, baby, got to do it.
The spiciest thing I ever had was this.
Yeah.
It smells like pepper extract or something.
Oh,
you're not supposed to eat it.
Yeah.
Had some, and that was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I still want it to be tasty, right? Yeah.
This is really bad. It's not the most tasty either. It doesn't really taste like much. And then,
it just tastes like pain, like it doesn't have flavor, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, brother. Yeah, shoot. Woo. I'm glad you came out, man.
But I think India prepared me well. I think if I did this like a month and a half
ago?
Or 2 months ago,
it would have been rough. Yeah. Okay. Shout out to India. I actually love Indian food, Reminds me of a story. My daughter, she's Taiwanese. She grew up here. She loves Mexican food, loves Thai food, loves Indian. So I pick her up from kindergarten once. And she's like, "Dad, the lunch was awful, so I didn't eat it." And I'm like, okay, because, when it's like the amas there, buckets of slop, whatever, in the kindergarten. Okay, which is normal, whatever. So she's like, okay. I'm like, you didn't eat? She's like, no, I didn't eat anything. Okay, pick her up. I'm like, all right, what do you want to eat? It's up to you. She's like, well, you have a couple choices, Dad. I'm like, all right, what do we got? She's like, we're going to have fish tacos or butter chicken or American brisket. Like heavy duty, like super duper rich flavored foods, which she loves. She grew up eating that. Whenever we go to Saffron and get curries, they give her like a big ass bowl of onions, and she'll just like,
what?
They know her as like the onion kid, she just sits and downs all this onion, man. So it's funny, as a kid, she always had this little box of onions, raw onions with her. And all the other kids would just be like, what is that? She's like, oh, it's delicious, try it. And the kids would be like, oh my God, yeah. And she's just like, well, there's nothing wrong with that, If it gets really hot, a swig of horchata and you're good, And the kids are like, what the hell is that?
Some good horchata here.
You like it, yeah?
I love it, yeah.
Yeah, so we make our own horchata here, which we love. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, that's one thing I miss, man. Like the horchata, late night taco runs in the States.
Of course,
you have the lengua, and the al pastor.
Those are the best, man. When I go back to Mexico, you meet the family, pick you up at the airport. They're like, what do you want? I'm like, what do you think? Vamos a los tacos, güey. We go to the tacos, and
claro que sí.
It's just like you go there and it's like 10 cents for like an amazing taco, and I'm like, I can't believe we went a couple years ago, and I told them, I can't believe it's still this cheap. Like, that's crazy. I remember it being this cheap as a kid, but it's still the same price now. What's going on?
That's insane.
And they're like, no, man, that's the normal price. And I'm like, damn. They're like, what do you charge? I'm like, oh, I can't charge that,
It's like an endorphin rush, man. I feel like I'm high.
Good, yeah. Well, we got you sweating, which is good.
Oh, yeah.
Very good, yeah. We had a couple of MMA fighters. We had Bam on it.
Yeah, I saw Kai.
And yeah, exactly, Kai. And we got them pretty good. They were pretty. Actually, Bam, his shirt was like soaked through completely.
Wow.
He's like, dude, check out my shirt. And it was like literally like he just ran through the shower, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. So we made it through, man. How you feeling?
Yeah.
You feeling all right? Yeah.
I'm feeling all right.
Feeling all right. You did well, man. Most people, that last one actually crushes them.
I didn't eat the whole thing though.
That's all good, brother. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. No worries.
Ooh, it's
so where is Blasian TW gonna be in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years.
Yeah, what's the plan?
Well,
the next 5 years.
hopefully we got that China money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking towards.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now I'm signed by a Taiwanese short video, like the Taiwanese equivalent of Vine. Let's not say their competitor's name.
Okay.
And so, I'm paid to make like short videos for them.
Okay.
So it's like I'm getting paid for what I'm already doing, which is nice.
That's cool.
But obviously, anything here, same thing in China, they pay like triple, double easily.
Yeah, I've actually got he's going to be on the show in 2 weeks. He's a musician. He signed with Jay Cho a while when he was a kid. And they go, well, not right now.
No way. Is it one of the Nebraska?
Yeah, Patrick. Yeah, Patrick. He's coming on. He's going to come on in a couple weeks, right? So I know Patrick. I've known Patrick since he was like,
a baby.
Like my daughter's age, man.
Wow.
Like, he's a great kid. We love him. And, so he's been, he says, I mean, when they go out there and it's like, it's pretty like night and day. It's pretty heavy duty out there, he said. Yeah. Right now, of course, no one's traveling anywhere.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
Ooh, my stomach.
There you go.
It's
good.
It. Yeah.
You know, the crazy thing is, the first time I did it, I put my daughter to bed and I was laying down and I could feel like that acid or whatever, and I'm like, I turn over and I could feel it like move over. Oh. And I'm like, okay, and then I'm like, I feel it move over here. Yeah. I'm like, okay, wait. I hope it's not always like this, and it's not. But the first time it was.
Straight pain.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, for sure. So you want to get out there? Do you want to go to China?
I don't really want to live there.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah. Have you been out there? Or?
I've been out there to Guangzhou. I haven't been out to many other places, but I don't think I'd want to live there. But I definitely want the money from there. Even like if you do commercials here and stuff, like commercials from there, they just pay way more.
If you can do it, the commercials here, but for there, that's the ideal situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been there. I mean, I actually don't get to travel much because we work so much.
Yeah.
But I always hear mixed things. I definitely want to check it out sometime. But you recommend going to check it out, or
for sure, you should definitely check it out. It's like a different world.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, they don't use cash. Everything's
I heard about
on the
that.
phone.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
The way people talk is just all the accents. It's crazy.
It's gotta be tough. Yeah. When I hear accents from China, I really have to be like on my game.
Oh yeah.
To be like, okay, what is he saying? I'm like,
exactly.
Yeah. It's way different. Yeah. So we gotta get that China money. Beautiful
China money, man.
So all the links, I got your YouTube, your Facebook, your Instagram links, all in the description below. You got one more thing you want to say, my man, before we call it?
Stay hard.
All right. Stay hard, everybody. We appreciate you guys coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go,
Let's
right?
go. Let's go.
Okay, all right, yeah. All right, hell
You
yeah.
probably got the forearms, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Teppanyaki chef
Yeah, that's right. Oh, shoot.
Some of those teppanyaki
Can't
chefs?
compete with this, man. Thank you guys for watching, checking out the show. Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, enjoyed
I love
the
your
podcast.
videos. I love your videos. Thanks for coming to the podcast and supporting.
And I'm
Appreciate
really
it, man.
glad that you're doing it unfiltered because when people
It should
try
be
to
that
edit
way.
too much,
Yeah.
I don't know, it loses a bit of like, I've been on
The
podcasts where I
authenticity,
tell
right?
a story, they're like, oh, you know what, we're not going to use that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, and then it's kind of awkward,
Yeah, that is
like, hey,
awkward,
no,
yeah.
you know what, Eddie, don't say that, say this. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
No. This one is like unfiltered. Let's
Raw
just
and
go
unfiltered.
straight.
JRE style,
For
baby.
two reasons. One, because I love JRE.
Yeah.
For two is because I'm too freaking busy to edit it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
let's just go. It's live. You hit the
Exactly.
button. We're on.
No, editing, especially
Yeah.
if you got an hour and something. Like
An hour,
that is
forget
so
about it.
much,
Yeah, it's
man.
going to take
so
a week
much.
to edit that
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Actually, we're on actual podcast as well. We're on I joined this company. We're on Spotify, iTunes, all of them. So this will go live to all that stuff. It'll be cool. Yeah, it's
Okay.
I'll send you a link after, man. It's pretty cool. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Cheers.
Stay hard. My
Yeah,
man.
and come through here for some banging
get some-
Mexican food.
Appreciate it.
Yo.
Right on, brother. Thanks so much, guys.